Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about trim levels. Now all of you guys know if you get a Camry, SE, the base, the LE, CE, XLE, XLE V6, etc, etc, etc. Those little letters and numbers or whatever they have, those are trim levels. Today I'm going to go in depth with them. So the first thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you the Dodge Dart as an example. The Dodge Dart is a basic economy car that has been canceled since 2016, but we can still use it as an example. So the Dodge Dart has a few trims. The SE, which is the base, the SXT, the Limited, and a bunch of other trims that I'm not going to get into detail of right now. But anyway, my point remains that trim levels are going to give you the features that you want. Using the Dodge Dart, for example, if you get the SE, you won't get anything. That's the base. You will get cloth seats. You'll be lucky to get power windows and mirrors and things like that, but you won't get a backup camera. You won't get an aux jack. None of that stuff. No sunroof. You won't get anything, and you get the base engine. But as you move up onto the ladder, you can start getting things like backup cameras. You can start getting things that have more technology, like heated seats or cooled and ventilated seats, sunroofs, more horsepower. It all just depends. Now, I'm not saying that if you have a Dodge Dart, you're going to go from 104 horsepower all the way to 700 horsepower, but they will give you a fair boost in technology and horsepower, which is what you'd want. Most people, though, they buy the mid trim. They don't want just to be shrouded in just feature after feature and luxury after luxury with power seats to backup cameras and nav. They don't want all of that. They don't want it to be like a base Rolls Royce, but they would like to have some features. Most people, you get a backup camera, you get nav. Heated seats, power seats, those are things that you'd want, but you don't need. Most people want nav and backup. That's it. They don't want anything else. And as long as they have that, that's where they're going to stop. But I'm going to tell you even more. So the trim levels are separated. It's the same car, but it's separated. Number one, you know how they say base MSRP. They're not saying that using the Nissan Versa. Yes, the Nissan Versa is the cheapest car base price, but of course the Versa can, as you build up and get into those higher trim levels, the Versa can and will begin to be more expensive than some cars. It could probably get well into the 20s, which is more than a Hyundai Accent and a Ford Fiesta, things like that. But just saying that most cars, that's the base. So Versa base MSRP 14 grand. That's how much you're paying for the absolute base. Stick shift, everything is manual in that car. You don't get a backup camera, obviously. Cloth seats, they don't give you anything, and you'll be lucky to have 100 horsepower and crack 60 in 12 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But as you go up in the line, you get more horsepower, you get a larger engine size. You get a lot of stuff that you wouldn't get in the base. You get power stuff. You don't have to be shifting through gears. Now, granted, if you're a car enthusiast, you're probably not going to buy a Versa. But if you're a car enthusiast on a budget, buy a base Versa, because guess what? You get a stick. Now, the Versa, I do believe, comes in a stick no matter what trim you get. Now, most cars, it doesn't matter. Most cars just offer you an automatic. Some cars just offer you a stick, and some cars, they give you a stick for the base, and they only give you an automatic for the highest trim. But that all depends. But if you want the features, you're gonna have to climb up higher. Now, 2018. Let's talk about the 2018 federal mandates. Law says that now all cars have to have a backup camera, no matter if it's the base, no matter if it's whatever. You have to have a backup camera. So that throws any of the not giving you anything out the window. They got to give you a backup camera. Now, they don't have to give you nav. They don't have to do that, but they are 100% required to give you a backup camera, if I'm not mistaken. Which is pretty good. So now you don't have to be stressed out about having to spend more than 20 grand just to get a backup camera in your Camry, because guess what? They automatically give that to you. And I'm sure that the cheap little subcompact cars for the last cars that practically weren't really giving you a backup camera as base. Most cars, you buy the base, you more than likely got the backup camera. You more than likely got nav. Now, you probably didn't get heated seats or heated steering wheels or anything like that, but I 100% believe that they gave you a backup camera. 2017 Camry base, CE, whatever the base model is in the Camry, you got a backup camera. It doesn't matter. And now that I think about it, because backup cameras are now on the base, as you go higher and higher and higher into the trims on now 2018 or 19 cars, you automatically get all that stuff. So there's no more not giving you any of that crap. You automatically get all that stuff. But yeah, it's they do give you a lot. Now, heated seats, heated steering wheel, that's obviously not on the base of any car. Now, unless you're a Rolls Royce or a BMW or something, you're not going to have, heated seats, sunroof, all that stuff for the base. You gotta spend a little more money. And for some people, a sunroof, heated seats, heated steering wheels are required. If you live in a cold, frigid place like, for example, Minneapolis or Buffalo, you need something that you don't have to be bundled up in all the time. So heated seats are a big one if you live in the north, and heated steering wheel is another big one if you live in the north. The sunroof is just for style. You don't really need the sunroof. Most people who have sunroofs don't use the sunroof, but I mean, it is nice to have it. So if you want to use it every once in a while, you can. Now let's talk about the later cars and we'll wrap it up. The later cars, or the earlier cars, like the 90s and early 2000s cars, they didn't have backup cameras. Backup cameras were a strange piece of technology for people, and it was very strange if you had a 2002 Dodge Neon. It doesn't matter what trim you got. You probably didn't know what a backup camera is, navigation, none of that. So if you were still relying off of a paper map and your neck and eyes, so that just tells you how far we've come. But going to those cars, if you had the base, obviously you got the base. It doesn't matter what car it was. You got the base. You got the base. It was just the bare essentials. You got a steering wheel? Check. You got a gas pedal? Check. You got a brake pedal? Check. You got seats? Check. You got a speedometer? Check. You're finished. You got doors, wheels, all that stuff. Check, check, check. And then we're finished. There was no, we have to give them a backup camera or a sunroof. They wanted to know. When you got the base car in 2001, 2002, you got the base. There was no compromising and saying, all cars have to have backup cameras. All cars have to have push buttons. No, there was none of that. You got the base. You got the base. There was nothing else to be said. You got the base. Manual transmission if you didn't have a Camry. Manual windows, manual door locks. That's what you got. And as you went to the higher trims, of course they gave you stuff. Because, I'm being honest. If I'm paying 10-15 grand extra for the highest trim. I'm gonna be honest, I want the most horsepower that car can give me. I want the best transmission that car can give me. I want the most technology. I want the most luxury that car can spew out. I don't, and I'm sure that you know higher trims gave you heated seats here and there, or again, automatic transmissions, power stuff. I mean, they didn't just leave you without anything. And let's be honest, even if you have a base model car today, you got shrouded, I mean, covered in blank switches. There's a blank switch here, there's a blank switch there. I mean, what's the point? But I think that's going to wrap it up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.